Hello students, my name is Pragati Misra. In my last video, I was discussing about the method of evaluation of PI. In that series, I have discussed three cases in which our Q was a trigonometric function, an exponential function or a polynomial. Today we will discuss the case in which our Q is the product of two functions. That is, if Q is the product of two functions, that is, it is of form e raised to power ax into v, where v is some function of x, then how we can find the pi for this function? So in that case, pi is equal to 1 by f of d e raised to power ax into v, where v is some function of x. This v may be exponential, trigonometrical or a polynomial. So it depends. But yes, this should be fixed always. If it is present in the product with e raised to power ax, then we use this method to find the pi. So we will take e raised to power ax outside to find the pi. And as we take e raised to power ax outside, this function is the function of d. So in this function, each d will be replaced by d plus a. So we will see by some examples. So this is our pi. I am taking one example to show how to apply this method on any question. Then it will be more clear to you. So this is our first example. Firstly, we have to write the CF for this equation. So what is CF? If I write the auxiliary equation is m raised to power 4 minus 1 is equal to 0. Now we factorize it and apply the formula of a square minus b square. So it becomes m square plus 1, m square minus 1. Further, it can be factorized. I can write 1 as m square minus I square, because I square is minus 1 and minus minus becomes plus. So I can write it as, and this is m square minus 1, that is a square minus b square. So it can be written as m minus 1 into m plus 1 is equal to 0. Again, I will apply the formula of a square minus b square here. So it becomes m plus I into m minus I. Then m minus 1 into m plus 1. So here you can see we are getting 4 factors of m, in which 2 are real and 2 are imaginary. So if we write the roots, then roots are m1 is equal to 1, m2 is equal to minus 1, and m3 is equal to I, m4 is equal to minus I. Or we can write it as 0 plus minus I. m3, we can write it simply m. Okay, so what will be CF in this case? CF is equal to C1 e raised to power x plus C2 e raised to power minus x for the real roots. And if we write the CF for imaginary root, then what it becomes? E raised to power real part of this complex number, which is 0. So 0 into x into C1 C2 is taken. So this becomes C3 cos x plus C4 sin x. This is our CF. So in this way we can find the CF. Now we calculate the value of PI from that method that I told you earlier. So this is our PI. In order to find the PI, firstly we have to take e raised to power x outside, and here you can see at the place of a 1 is present. So as we take this e raised to power x outside, this d becomes d plus 1, as I told you in the process. That is, when we take e raised to power ax outside this function, each d becomes d plus a. So we will apply the same method here. Since our a is 1 here, so we will replace d by d plus 1. So you can easily understand that when we take e raised to power x outside, our f of d becomes d plus 1 raised to power 4, since we replace d by d plus a, that is d plus 1, since a is 1, minus 1 is applied over cos x. Now we can easily solve, as I solved in my case second when our q was a trigonometrical function. Now we will open this, so we can write it as d square plus 2d plus 1 into d square plus 2d plus 1. It is a little lengthier, but it is very easy, so we can do it. Okay, so this becomes of this form. So after multiplying we get a large number in which 1 is cancelled by 1, and now we can write by adding them together. So we got this value. Now we know that the formula of cos ax, when our q is a function that is trigonometrical function of form cos ax, then we replace each d square, that is each d square by minus a square. Here our a is 1, since here 1 is present, so I will replace each d square by minus 1. So in this way we can solve this, and what we get, d raised to power 4 minus 1 and minus 1 multiplied together, so it becomes plus 1. Here it gives minus 1 because d square is replaced by minus 1, but 1d get remained, so it gives me minus 4d. And here d square is replaced by minus 1 again, so it gives me minus 6 plus 4d. Now we can see 4d get cancelled by 4d, so we get only this term. So our pi is equal to minus 1 by 7 e raised to power x cos x. Now the complete solution is the sum of CF and pi. So the complete solution is y is equal to c1 e raised to power x plus c2 e raised to power minus x plus c3 cos x plus c4 sin x plus our pi, that is minus 1 by 7 e raised to power x cos x. So this is the complete solution for our first example. I hope you understand. This is very easy. Firstly, we have to write the CF as we write in each question, and then we have, in order to find the pi, firstly we have to take exponential term outside, and then we replace each d by d plus a, where a is given in our exponential term. After replacing, we can easily solve as we solve in other cases. It depends on our v. Our v is trigonometrical function, then we apply case number 2. Our v is exponential function, then it cannot be exponential ever because we are taking exponential term outside, and if it is a polynomial, then we apply case number 3. In order to understand that how to apply those methods, you can watch my previous videos. So this is our example number 2. In order to find the complete solution for this differential equation, firstly we have to write the auxiliary equation. So the auxiliary equation is m square plus 4m minus 12 is equal to 0. If we factorize it, then we get m plus 6 m minus 2 is equal to 0. So we get two roots which are real. First one is minus 6 and second one is 2. So we can easily write CF for this differential equation. So CF is equal to C1 e raised to power minus 6x plus C2 e raised to power 2x. Now we will write the PI for this differential equation. So PI is equal to 1 by d square plus 4d minus 12 applied over the function x e raised to power x. So firstly we have to take this exponential term outside, and as we take this term outside, each d is replaced by d plus 1 since here a is 1. So I will take this outside, so the whole function becomes d plus 1 raised to power 2 plus 4 d plus 1 minus 12, and this becomes x. So after simplifying this, we applied the formula of a plus b whole square, and then after solving we get this value. Firstly, I told you in my previous video, then our q is a polynomial function, then we take the lowest degree term outside. So we have to take this 7 outside. So after taking minus 7 outside, the function takes this form, that is 7 goes in denominator, and if we take the whole term in the numerator, then it becomes e raised to power x by minus 7 1 minus d square plus 6d by 7 raised to power minus 1 into x. Since minus is present inside, so we will use this formula, 1 minus x raised to power minus 1. When both are minus, we use all signs as positive. So 1 plus x square plus and so on. Since you can see this is x and x has degree 1 only. So if we take higher powers of this term, it is not required here. Since x becomes 0 in that case, so we will take only first power. So I took only first power of this term, and after separating 7 with each term we get this. And yes, you can see if we multiply x by 1, then it becomes x, and if we apply this operator, that is derivative, for 2 times over this function, then x becomes 0. And if we apply this operator over here, then it becomes only 1, since the derivative of x for 1 time gives us 1. So what is our pi? Minus e raised to power x by 7 x plus 6 by 7. This is our pi. Now we will write the complete solution for this equation. So the complete solution is the sum of CF and pi. So we write CF, that is C1 e raised to power minus 6x plus C2 e raised to power 2x plus, sorry, this was a minus sign, so minus e raised to power x by 7 x plus 6 by 7. This was our pi. So this is the complete solution for our differential equation. I hope you understand. So in today's video I have discussed the case number 4 of method of evaluation of pi, in which I take 2 examples to show how to apply that method on any given differential equation. I hope you like it, and if you are liking my content, please subscribe my channel, and also if you have any doubt related with this video, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.